Okay. Okay. Able to see my screen, right?
Yes, bro.
Okay. Hi, Sri.
Bro, can you give a last class briefly
Okay.
review?
Sri, able to hear me? Sri, can you hear me? Hello, Sri. Hello. Okay. So let me start the class. So we have started. Okay. So last session we have started with basic. Okay. So how to run scripting using Jenkins jobs. Okay. So next thing is how to integrate and build any project. Okay. So if you take any project, first of all, we need to understand what is your build tool and build commands. Okay. So first we need to test in the server. So if it is working fine, if you don't have access to the server, directly we can test in the Jenkins jobs. For example, if you are taking the Java project, Maven is a build tool in our case, and MVN clean install compile package. So these are the build commands we have used for the Java based project. So we have taken one Java code, which is available in the source code management. From there, by using the build tool Maven, so we are going to build it by using the compiling it, packaging it. So finally, we are able to build this. So once you are able to build it, so we should get build success. So if any build failures happen, if any build failure happens, what we can do? So we can tell that, so this is the issue, any dependency issue, anything. So always we need to remember the main important file. For example, Java, the main file is the form.xml. So project object model, form stands for, in this file only, whatever you are packaging the name, what packaging name you wanted. So what are the dependencies you require for the project? What are the jars we are going to include? What are the connections, database connections? Okay. What are the things you require to connect jars? Okay, so converting anything. So all the libraries, dependencies, okay, URLs, connectivity, project name, what is your package name, everything will define in the form.xml. So if you are not only the Java project, any project you are telling, so we need to know about your build file and how they are going to build it. So that if you know, so we can do any kind of activity related to the Jenkins jobs. Okay, so some there is a cloning your jobs. Okay, so dependency jobs. Okay, so dependency job is nothing but suppose we have a job is there. So we need to build B job based upon the success of A job, like that. So if you want to run the C job based on the success of B job, these type of things we can run by using the upstream and downstream project. Okay, this we discussed upstream and downstream projects. We have discussed, right?
Maybe, bro, I don't know. Was last not attend last class.
3 jobs are there. So what we can do? So if you want to run the job based upon the success of this job only, if you go to the test job, so you can go to the configure option. Okay. So build trigger when the build has to be trigger. Build after other projects are built. If you check this one, so Java project. Okay. So this project test job has to be triggered based upon the Java project one only. So if it is stable, it means success. If it is unstable also, if you want to run it. So those things we have discussed, you can tell apply save. Okay. So now we are not going to trigger this job. So we are going to trigger this job. This is job number 16. So if you refresh it, it is 16 only. Now I'm going to click the bill now for the Java project one. Okay. So click on refresh. You can see Java project one is running. So 11th build has been started with 12th build. Okay. So now you can refresh it.
Bro, in real-time scenarios, any required permissions is there?
Yeah, permissions, roles and
Built
permissions
in.
will be there. They will give.
Okay.
Okay. So now you can see that different job. 7th build is there. So we haven't clicked on job number test job. So still it is able to execute. Means so one job is has the dependencies to the other jobs. So those type of jobs we need to check it as there is a upstream and downstream projects. Okay. So now if you require any parameters from the user, so we'll go with build with parameters. If you want to require any input from the user, I want to run some steps in a particular server, SSH connectivity. Okay. Okay. So build with parameters, we can go with to take to get input from the user. Based upon the input from the user, you want to select some values like a drop down string. Build with parameters to get any input from the user, then we'll go with build with parameters. So if you don't want to run the jobs manually, so if you want to run automatically, we will go with cron jobs. Okay. So cron jobs, if you want to restrict based upon the build periodically or build SCM. Okay. So based upon the whole SCM or build periodically. So those two things are mainly focusing on the scheduling your jobs. Okay. So next thing is roles. If you want to apply any roles to the user, so we can go with role-based authorizations. These things we have seen till now. Okay. So any Linux commands, any project, dependency jobs, clone your project. So I want to have a similar project. Okay. So I don't want to create entire configurations. We can go the name. So here we have the option to copy from. So if you want to do the minor changes, then no need to create entire job. So already if somebody is told that you can refer the job. Okay. So we can do the copy from option. We can go with the job. Entire configuration of the job will be copied into this new job. Okay. So, okay. All the configurations. See, all the things will be available here. Okay. So like this. So these are the things we have seen role-based one now. So now next one is important concept is master and slave. Okay. So what is mean by master and slave? So wherever the Jenkins machine is installed, so this machine we are going to call it as a master machine. Okay. So now here the system capacity is like 500 GB, 1000 GB hard disk. Okay. RAM is 16 GB or 32 GB something. So it may be handle up to how many jobs? So suppose 1000 jobs. So new project came into picture. So it keep on adding the projects. Keep on adding the jobs. 3000 jobs, 4000 jobs, 5000 jobs. So keep on increasing the jobs on the master machine. So the performance of the system will go down. As number of persons are using the system and number of jobs are continuously running like 5000 jobs, 10,000 jobs, maybe 20,000 jobs based upon the system configurations. So the performance of the system may go down. So to overcome this kind of a problem, what we have to use? So we have to use one more server. N number of servers we can use it. Okay. So what we can do? I'm not going to install Jenkins here. But I will establish a communication from Jenkins to the slave. So wherever the Jenkins is installed, that machine we are going to call it as a master, and the remaining all the machines, these machines we are going to call it as a slave machines. Okay. So in the slave machines, we are not going to install any Jenkins here. Just what we will do, we will establish a communication here, and we will tell that So some of the jobs, what are the load you are taking by this machine, I can share some load to my system. So out of 5,000 jobs, I can run 1,000 jobs here, 1,000 jobs in one machine, 1,000 jobs here, 1,000. Still, if you are feeling more performance required, so we can add one more system and we can share some of the jobs of the master to the slave machine. Okay, so this type of a concept we are going to call it as a master and slave. So we can connect master to slave machine with n number of ways we can connect it. So via SSH, whether including the jars. Okay, so we can go with any ways. We will see one of the way. How can we connect your slave machine to the master? Okay.
Okay, bro.
Okay. So in order to decrease the load on the master machine, we are going to run some of the jobs in the slave machines to maintain
For
the.
load, where are you, bro? Which one we are using for load? Application load balancer, anything?
No, not load is not like that. Suppose these are the
Okay.
4 jobs are there. So based upon my system configuration, I have 8 GB. So if you run 4
Yes,
jobs
yes.
at a time, if you have running 100 jobs at a time, so if you are running 500 jobs at a time, so the process will be running and the background process will be high. So the performance of the system will be going little bit down, right? So the
Okay,
system can
okay.
handle only up to 1,000 jobs means based upon the system configuration, it handle only 1,000 jobs. Beyond
Yes.
1,000 jobs, the system performance will go down. So if you are running 5,000 jobs, the system becomes very slow. Okay. So to overcome this
Okay.
kind of a problems, what we need to do, I can run some of the jobs which are running the master machine. I can run some jobs in the node machine. Okay. So in order to set up this master and slave machine, we require one server. Okay. So take any server, launch instance. You can call it as a slave server. Okay. So take anything. Instance type, you can take anything, keep here, testing, we can go anything. So here network settings, what we can do, we can't do. Okay. So here some ports had TCP protocol will be enabled here. We don't know which port it is running. So what we will do, so we will enable the all traffic. Just launch instance. That's it. Okay. So if you go to the slave server, it is running. So this is a slave server. So pending state. If you go to the security, we will go with the launch wizard 9. Inbound. Okay. So here HTTP is there. So what we will do, so we'll put all traffic. That's it. All traffic is nothing but every port is enabled. Anywhere. Okay. Same thing we will do for a master machine also, because we are getting to establish a communication between these things. So they are connecting via port. So that port, we are also all the ports which are there in the server. So we are enabling all the ports. All traffic anywhere. So if you are putting all traffic means 0 to 65,535, all the ports are enabled in that particular system. Okay. So these two changes we need to turn it. So we are not going to install Jenkins in this slave machine. Okay. So how to add this server? So go to the manage Jenkins. Go to the manage nodes and clouds. Okay. So before that, we need to go to the configure global security. Okay. So authorization is role-based authorization is. So we have to change to anyone can do anything. So here agents is there. So this is the TCP protocol for inbound agents. So when you are establishing the communication from one server to other server, so we are doing through the TCP connections. So this is disabled is there. So what we can do, so we can enable it by putting the random one, not the fixed one. So we can go with random. Okay. Just we need to change this settings. Random, save it. Okay. So whenever you restart the server, the new IP address will come. 13.12 dot something. So we need to go to the configure system. Go to your IP address. Okay. 72 is there. So this IP address and this IP address is different. Just to change the IP address. Okay. 117:8080. Okay. So this URL only it will taken by the system when you are doing the connection activity. So whatever the current IP address is there, you take the entire IP, we can paste here. That's it. These two settings has to be done. Then we can go to the manage Jenkins, manage nodes and clouds. So this is our master machine, which is if you are seeing any symbol here, so it's available. If you are seeing cross symbol is nothing but, so we can tell that, so this server goes down. So if you want to add one more new machine, so we can go here, click on new node. New name is slave machine 1. We can consider this is slave machine 1. So type is a permanent agent, click on create. Okay. So this remote root directory is very important. So whenever you are running any job, so you want to create a workspace for it. So the workspace where you want to create it, something like, so this is the workspace I want to create it. So this folder should be exist in that server. Whenever we are running any Jenkins job, so in master machine, how it is creating the workspace information, same thing instead of using the master, now we can go with the slave machine workspace. So this folder path is very important. That's it. Okay, that's it. Save it. So once you see the differences, this we are getting the wrong symbol. Means this machine is offline. So we need to make it as a online to establish a communication between master and slave. So they are telling to run this command on your slave machine. That's it. Okay. So please verify this IP address, and your current IP address should matching it. And next thing is we need to run this. Directory should be exist. Just we need to run it. So it is expecting some jar is there. So this agent.jar is there. Just click that one. So you are able to download that agent.jar. Okay. So now I want to connect to this server. Go to the slave server, public, hostname. So this is a slave machine. Okay. So now it's a fresh system. We don't have anything. So sudo yum update -5. As it's a fresh system, just we are updating it. Update spelling wrong. Sudo yum update. Okay. So next ls. So first thing they are asking to run some command. This command is expecting Java. So we should be having a Java in this machine. Java version. We don't have Java. Just sudo yum install Java. That's it. We're not setting Jenkins here. Okay. So now Java got installed. We can check Java version. Okay, Java got installed. Now they are telling to have this file agent.jar. So if you see here, we don't have any agent.jar file is there. So we are telling that we should have this folder here, slave folder. Present working directory is EC2 user. So make directory slave. Okay, cd slave. Okay. So what is the folder name we are creating? That folder name should exist in the server. Now I want to run this command to establish a communication between master and server, slave machine. Okay, to do this activity, so we require agent.jar. So if you want to get this file, just click on the here. You are able to download it. So through FileZilla, we can transfer that file to the server. Okay, so close it. File, go to the site manager. So which server you want to connect it? I want to connect to the slave server. Just select the slave server. So where is your PPK file? Same thing, testing.ppk file only. Click on connect.
Sham, question.
Yeah.
So that you are simply installing using that sudo command, right?
Yes.
But where are we are getting that Java stuff directly? It is taken from the Oracle site, or so we have somewhere else.
No, from the Oracle site only we take. We have the internet here, right? So we are connected to
Yes.
the internet. So when you are,
but that's not possible in the Windows thing, right? I was just curious. That's all.
Windows thing we can directly download from the internet.
First, you need to download and then
download it,
you
then
can
install it and set up this one. So
but here it's not like that.
version. Yeah, Windows it's different.
Yeah, this is here. It's not like that. Just use that command. That should be enough.
That commands is enough.
Okay.
Thanks. Is the command we are going to use.
Yeah. That's
for
what
Linux and OS.
That's right.
If it is a Ubuntu means we need to go like this.
That app to minus get, right?
For Ubuntu machines. If you are working with Ubuntu, we can go with app. Okay. So now only nothing we have done. Just we have installed Java and we have created one folder here. That folder is slave folder. So why this folder has been created? So in the slave machine, if you go for the configure option, so we are telling that my remote root directory should be slave folder. So instead of slave, if you put any folder name, that folder name has to be created there. Okay. So next we require agent.jar. Okay. So you can take anything agent.jar. So here slave is there. So we can put in the slave folder or we can put in the outside also file. Just copy that agent.jar. Okay, so this we can download it from here itself. This link is there. Just click that link, you can able to download it. Okay, so now we got the agent.jar and slave folder also there. So now it's good to go and run this command. Shift and so this command also we can get it from here. So if you run this command, so this offline symbol should go off and it should come that. So it is online means we should get the connected messages. Then if you get the connected message means, so we are successfully established a communication between the master and slave. Okay. So just sudo shift run this. Okay. So Java is already there. Wherever agent.jar is there, we need to run the same command there. So agent.jar will be here only. Okay, so agent.jar, Java is already installed. So this is the URL only we are going to communicate it. 117 is the master machine one. Next, finally, we have the workspace where you are going to create that workspace folder. That workspace folder also there. Just if you are using this command, we should get the connected messages. So if you are getting the connected message means master slave is connected successfully. So if you are getting any issues means we need to go to the AWS and check your security groups. Both the server security groups, we have a problem with your networking. Okay, so go to the security groups and check your inbound rules. Okay, so for testing purpose, we have enabling the all ports in the system So next we are trying this one. Just press enter. Okay. Now you can see successfully connected. We can come here and we can refresh the page. Now you can see the cross symbol is went out and we can see agent is connected. Okay. So now if you want to run any job in this machine, the slave machine one, if you want to run it, so we can check this in the open in the new tab. Duplicate session, we can take it. Okay. So go to the series slave folder. So here we don't have any job details information. Now if I want to run some particular jobs to decrease some load on the master machine. Okay. So to decrease some load on the master machines, what I can do? So I can run some of the jobs which are running the master. I can shift some jobs to the slave machines. Okay. So now go to any jobs dashboard. Suppose this is a test job is there. I want to run the job in the slave machine. Test job, go to the configure option. Okay. So here we have the option to restrict where my project can be run. Okay. Select this. If you are giving any expression here, go to the slave machine one, configure option. If you are providing any label name, you can give the label name. That same label name you can pass here. Okay, automatically the label name will comes here. Okay, slave one. Okay, so next apply and save. Okay, so build with parameters. Something we are clicking on the build now option. Okay, same how we are doing the master build. So now the same job is not running in the master machine. Now it is running in the slave machine. Check this console output. So started by user. So building remotely on your slave machine one, not on the master machine. So you can come here and you can check here and ls. Okay. So workspace folder has been created. So you can check workspace. The job has been running. Okay. So this is the concept of master and slave. So instead of running the job on the master to decrease some load on the master, what we are going to do? So we are going to run some jobs on the node machine. Understood, guys? Concept. Okay. So if you want to add one more job,
Okay.
so we can create one more slave machine, create a workspace, and run the same command there. One more machine will be added, like third machine, fourth machine. You can take n number of machines, you can take it. So you can add that command, it will be added to your master machine. So if you want to run in a particular job, so each job will have the slave machine will have the label name. That label name we need to use. Okay. Okay. So like that, n number of slave machines we can add to the master machine, and some of the jobs we can run in the particular slave machine based upon the slave configurations. Okay. Based upon the each slave machine, we can give a separate label name and we can give the separate workspace. So based upon the workspace, we can run the jobs on the particular thing. Okay. So here inbound rules is very important, like security groups. So TCP protocol, it may be running in any port, like 65,000 port or 65240, any port it may be running. So that's the reason we are enabling the all traffic in both the server, master and slave machine. Okay.
Bro, in real-time scenario, they are given any port.
If they ask the port means, we can go to the security groups and we can add that security groups port.
Okay.
Okay.
Both things are inbound and
Yeah.
inbound and outbound rules.
Yes, outbound, inbound only. Just come here,
Inbound.
add the rule custom. If they ask you to write 65,253 is the port they have asked us. So like this, we can add it. That's it. Okay. So we need to check it until it is working. So how we are previously it is a wrong symbol. Like we have added one more slave machine. Like that we can add a number of slave machines. Okay. So why we require the slave machines also? Sometimes one project is running under Java 1.6. Some projects are running 1.7. Some projects may be running on 1.8. Okay, some projects are running some version. So in that cases, what they will do? So they will create a Jenkins job in the master machine, but running will be happening in the slave machine one. Some jobs which are required 1.7 will go with 1.76. Means for project created, they want to go with specific configurations. So the dedicatedly they will create one slave machine and they can install the softwares here. Okay, so Java version where how we type here 17 version. So they will go with the specific versions here. Okay. Understood? So here also, if you
Yes,
want to
yes.
define your environment variables which you want to capture in the, so at the node level also we can configure it. Any environment variables, any tools location, if you want to maintain it also in the configure option at the bottom. So we have the tool locations. Okay, so it is a git default one is there. So if you want to add any locations, we can add it. If you want to define any environment variables like this, Java path for Windows machines. Okay, so we can tell like this. So if you want to define any environment variables also, we can define. Okay, so suppose if you want to use and path. Okay, and path also we can specify it. If you go with the custom installations, we need to define the variable name. The value we can pass it here. So this variable name we can use it for the properties.
So these environment variables, do we need to define or it's already pre-built?
We need to define here. If you want to capture inside your server, so we can define it. Instead of defining inside the server, so we can define directly here with hard-coded values. Okay, so environment variables, we can define it, either software versions if you want to go in. So we can define software versions also. Specific version if you want to defining it. So we can define the specific versions also. Okay, so generally the people will go with node machines, basically project related with specific configurations. I want Git, I want Kubernetes, I want Docker, I want Java 1.6. So those dedicatedly designed for specific project with specific versions and configurations, they will go with slave machines. Okay, so this is the concept of master and slave. Okay, is it clear?
Okay, bro.
Okay, so next thing is very important concept. So that is pipelines. Okay, so without the pipelines, so 90% of the projects will be dependent upon the pipeline jobs. Okay, so what is meant by pipeline is nothing but, so for example, if you want to receive your water in different locations in your home, what we will do? So the main will be one tank will be there. From their tank, so we will use pipes and we will put so many connections and we will receive water in different places like kitchen area, wash area, like that, main area, okay, balcony, terrace, like that. So the main place will be one, but if you want to flow the entire flow to your home, what we will do? We will make pipe connections. Same thing in the project also. So there is a pipeline symbol will be there. So pipeline is nothing but sequence of stages. Okay, so there will be stages will be available. So each stage we can write a logical part to make your entire project workflow in a single stage, that is a pipeline. Okay, so if you want to clone the project, that is one stage. So if you want to build your project, so that is one stage. If you want to clean your workspace, that is one stage. So if you want to make packaging, that is one stage. So if you want to deploy your package to server, that is one stage. So what are the operations are the performing for your entire project? All the things we can define in a pipeline syntax. So the logical part depends upon you, which language you want to choose it. Okay. So there are two types of pipelines are available. So one pipeline we are going to call it as a declarative. Second one is the scripted. Okay. So this is most of the interview question they will ask it. So what type of pipeline you have worked on it? Okay. What is meant by pipeline? Two types of pipeline. One is declarative and scripted one. So scripted one, it contains Groovy script. So declarative pipeline, it's a combination of shell. Okay. So Groovy script. Okay. So declarative pipeline is very easy when compared to the scripted one. So scripted one is nothing but that contains something like a Groovy script is there. So shared libraries they will talk about. So declarative pipeline, it contains the scripting like shell scripting. We can use it, shell commands, Linux commands, combination of the things we can use it, and we can make the entire workflow for your project. It may be cloning, building, deploying, entire project workflow we can define in the declarative. Same thing if you want to do with some functions. Okay, so same function is there, one function is there, we want to call that function